What's up, guys? So, I know I normally do a lot of League stuff, but today I'm going to do some Pokemon stuff because for those of you that don't know, I actually really like Pokemon. And just recently, I decided, hey, there's this community tournament going on, I won in it, and I figured out about that on Thursday night, and it was Saturday morning that it was happening, so I spent all of Friday getting it together. And I spent like 2 hours doing quick testing and quick team building for the team with having pretty much no knowledge of what anything of the meta was going to be. So, yeah. I had originally done a like before and after video, but that when I did those videos, I was really tired, so I didn't like the quality of them. Okay. So I'll kind of give the before and after analysis of the team, but yeah. So the team kind of is the team was built in mind of dealing with Tyranitar because I knew that was going to be a meta thing. In fact, I'll put a image of the top 8 teams. I know there's 11 there, but that's because those 8 through 11 people all tied for 8th. And I got 12, so had I gotten one more win, I would have been in that top group. But yeah, I actually did really well with this team, considering I had no competitive experience before, pretty much, and that, yeah, this was made with like very little in mind. There's like literally everything's like 252, 252, aside from Sylveon, who had a little bit of tweaking done, but for the most part everything was just plain stats. But yeah, so pretty much I knew I wanted to Goodra because I like Goodra, and that's the only reason. And like, so the team was built around Goodra per se. I decided I wanted to use Goodra. I like Ferrothorn, and like that just kind of made like, okay, so I'm gonna have like kind of a pseudo rain team. And I decided on like what made me want to do a pseudo rain team more was that Pelipper could reset the weather, which could hinder Tyranitar Excadrill a lot, because I could send out Pelipper when they send out Tyranitar Excadrill and just reset the weather on them, and then they'd be screwed because a Dynamax water move from Gyarados or Goodra or even Pelipper is gonna do a ton of damage to them. So yeah. So start with Pelipper. Pelipper was set up with Charty Berry, Max Defense. It is literally here to counter the Tyranitar Excadrill. And this did exactly what I wanted it to do. This was perfect. The Charty Berry came in clutch so many times. Tailwind was really nice. And yeah, it was just super great. I originally was thinking about knockoff, but decided knockoff just wasn't worth it at the end of the day. Then we'll go to Goodra. Goodra, I just made Assault Vest because I just wanted it to tank any special hit. Looking back on this now, it's not. I literally could just run something else, and I could like I should like if I want to run Goodra again, I need to calc like how much defense do I need to give Goodra and how much special attack do I need to give Goodra to make it live certain things. So, and then I'd probably just give it Life Orb. Maybe. But yeah. So this is Goodra. Muddy Water, pretty self-explanatory. Dragon Pulse, I decided on Dragon Pulse instead of Draco Meteor because Goodra, like, for the most part, with this setup, was not gonna one-shot dragons. Even with Draco Meteor, so I just decided go Dragon Pulse. The Dynamax Dragon move is gonna hit like a truck anyways, and that Goodra's gonna be Dynamax almost every other time it comes out. Flush Bomb was for any fairies that would pop out because I knew Sylveon and that one. I know what it's called, but the Whimsicott. Sylveon and Whimsicott I knew were going to be pretty popular. So Sludge Bomb helps deal with them. Assault Vest also to kind of help deal with them because they're not going to like do any damage to Goodra. There's no physical fairies running around, so Goodra was actually a really good counter to them. And then I caught a lot of people off guard having Sludge Bomb. And then Focus Blast also caught a lot of people off guard. The fact that I would literally just like Focus Blast a Tyranitar and just one-shot it caught so many people off guard, and then I could do the same thing if I Dynamax. And the whole point was to get rid of Tyranitar and other Pokemon like it. Gyarados. This is pretty standard. Choice Band. I could have ran Choice Scarf, I think. I would not run Gyarados again. I felt like, first off, Gyarados Pelipper, I knew when making this that Rotom would be a very, very, very big problem. But I decided, let's just see how this goes. Like, I made and tested this in 2 hours. And I was like, this is good enough to beat Tyranitar Excadrill, we're gonna go with this. And like I said, I almost made top 8. Which means that this was good enough. But yeah, Waterfall, Bounce is pretty self-explanatory. Power Whip to deal with any pesky water types. To deal with Rotom Wash. And then Stone Edge, deal with other Gyaradoses or other flying types. Overall, just wasn't good. Moxie instead of Intimidate because there's a lot of just braveries and stuff running around. So I wanted Moxie. Moxie's also nice if you Dynamax this and just start slamming into the opponent, because then you're bound to end up getting a boost. This is really good. Okay. So Ferrothorn. This guy was super OP. There were several times where I actually Dynamaxed Ferrothorn, which caught people off guard for the fact that I was Dynamaxing Ferrothorn. It has Body Press. It is supposed to have Leech Seed, but I did not have time to give it Leech Seed, so it had Body Press. But Body Press caught people off guard as well, because Body Press deals a ton of damage, actually. I need to figure out how much damage Body Press actually deals, because Ferrothorn is so bulky in defense that anything that was weak to a fighting move just pretty much got one-shot by a Body Press, which is great. There were several times where I could Dynamax Ferrothorn and Max Knuckle something and knock it out, and it caught so many people off guard. So not having Leech Seed was actually really nice. There are certain times where it was like, oh hey, if I had Leech Seed here, really great. And Leech Seed against a Dynamax Pokemon just heals you for so much because it's like a double Leech Seed proc on them. So that was great. Yeah, Ferrothorn was just amazing, especially with Pelipper setting rain for it. It is really good. Arcanine, Arcanine was good. Arcanine did what I wanted him to do. So Heat Wave, Snarl, Helping Hand, Protect. This was great, except I really needed a Will-O-Wisp on Arcanine. So I maybe should have taken off Helping Hand. Maybe should have taken off Heat Wave for it. But yeah, having Arcanine be my Intimidate user made things really awkward. There's a lot of times where I wanted to send in Arcanine against the team because I wanted the fire move, or I wanted Snarl as well, but I didn't feel comfortable bringing it because of the fact that they had like a Bravery with Defiant, and it's like if once Bravery gets a +1 attack, it just Dynamaxes and just slams you. And as you can see, there's nothing on this team to actually deal with Bravery. Like the best thing that I have to deal with Bravery is a Ferrothorn. That's just like I can't lead Gyarados Ferrothorn against the team with Bravery because then I'm just sacrificing so much. But yeah, Heat Wave for a fire move, Snarl to lower their special attack, Helping Hand because I just said, yeah, let's get Helping Hand. Helping Hand Dynamax move should like one-shot at anything. Let's have another Dynamax Pokemon. I realized that afterwards. But yeah, I think there was one point where like I almost one-shot Dynamax Bravery, but I think Gyarados had an Intimidate. Like I had Max Rockfall to the bravery and with a helping hand. But I think because Gyarados had been intimidated, it didn't kill it. So I'm not 100% sure on that. Because yeah, I'm not sure on that. But and then Sylveon. Sylveon I wanted as a green user, although this really wasn't the best option for it. It did its job. Wookie Berry came in clutch. I didn't need Light Clay. Also, I didn't need Damprock either on this. And there was never a point where I was like, I want Damprock over Charti Berry. There was never a point where I was like, I want Rain Long. There was points and times in testing. After I made the team, I did more testing just to figure out the items again. But I decided I was going to stick with the Wiki Berry because Light Clay was not needed. Screens are generally up for long enough to be useful. But yeah, I originally didn't expect to use Sylveon as much as I did in the. And yeah, overall, I did good with having no, like, I got 12. I was one win away from getting into the top 8, which would have meant I would have gone to like their final cut. But Sylveon was used way more on my team than what I thought. Originally, Sylveon was just brought to one-shot Hydreigon because Hyper Voice, with really no investment, in one-shot Hydreigon. So anytime someone had Hydreigon, they like couldn't bring it, or they had to kill Sylveon first. Ferrothorn was a beast. Pelipper was a beast. But I never ended up using Gyarados. Or I used him, but I just didn't use him as much, and it felt like anytime I brought him, it was like, oh, they have Rotom. I have to like play around with that. And that was just like really hard to do that because like Rotom Wash, I had Ferrothorn. That like Ferrothorn was gonna deal with Rotom Wash, but it just I know that a lot of people on the image I showed had a lot of Rotom Washes. I didn't face a lot of them. I think I faced one Rotom Wash. I faced more of the other Rotoms than anything. But Rotom Heat, the whole thing to deal with that was Goodra was gonna deal with Rotom Heat. And had Goodra had a fire move, Goodra could have also dealt with Rotom Mow. So that's something I need to look into. If I want to run Goodra again, do I need to run a fire move? Or do I just leave it be? So, because Max Geyser from Goodra one-shot Rotom Heat, and I'm assuming that a Max Fire, whatever it's called, I think it's called Max Flare. I'm assuming a Max Flare will one-shot Rotom Mow. In which case, then the only thing I have to worry about is a Rotom Wash. So, yeah. Overall, the team did okay. I have a good idea of what I want to run for the next week. They're doing these every week. If you want to join, the r/VGC, I think is what it's called, for the subreddit. I'm not sure. But it was fun. It was a little messy. In fact, there was a lot of times where the match, it was a long tournament because it was 6 rounds, and it was best of 3s for each round. And I didn't even make it to top 8, so I got knocked out. But I was done with the 6 rounds at 5 o'clock, or not 5, 6, 5:30 or 6 o'clock. Yeah. Another thing my team had a problem with. So my team had a problem with Bravery, and had a little bit of problem with Rotom Mow. And just Rotom in general. But I had some ways of dealing with it. Like there was one match where somebody had Rotom Mow, and I figured that they would start with it because I have a Gyarados Pelipper, so why would you not? And like I said, Goodra just one-shot it right off the bat, and he didn't think that was going to happen. So yeah. And I was really good with like my protect plays. I caught so many people off guard with protect. Played a lot of mind games with people, and I switched so many times and whatnot. I did really good, and I made the best out of what I could with this. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, remember to like and subscribe. And from now on, there will be 1 or 2 Pokemon competitive videos a week about just different teams that I'm trying out. And if I get a capture card, then I'll actually stream my games and have some footage of that. If not, then this will be all that you get. So yeah, thanks guys. See you in the next one.